Now you're on mute, Jonah.
All right. Yes. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my live stream today, which is a Microsoft Learn Expert Edition for the Microsoft Learn AI Skills Challenge. And I am actually streaming live from my home office today after work, and it's 6 p.m. my time, local time. And I'm very honored and happy to host a session about Microsoft Azure AI Fundamentals, AI-900 for study tips and exam preparation by MCTs and MVPs like me and my guest, Håkan Silfvernagel, who is joining me live as well today. Welcome, Håkan, for in my stream tonight. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Jonah, for inviting me. I'm doing really great over here.
Yes,
How
that's
are you?
great. Yeah, I'm doing great. Instead of me properly introducing you, we've been doing that on the Azure User Group Sweden. Would you like to introduce yourself to all of our watchers and even learners from Microsoft Learning Rooms today in different channels?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Håkan Silfvernagel. I am an MVP in AI, and I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer. And in addition to that, I'm also a public speaker. I speak regularly at different conferences. Like last week, I was speaking at the Microsoft AI Tour in Paris. Next week, I will be speaking at the ERDEV conference in Malmö.
Yes.
In addition to that, I've been working with AI since around 2018, 2019. And this was, a long way before generative AI and ChatGPT and these things. So I know both about, classical machine learning and deep learning and all of this. And now in the last, I guess, 1.5 year, there's been a lot more focus on generative AI solutions.
Okay. Yes. Great.
Yep. And then also, I'm also a community builder and a community organizer. So one of the communities I'm running with you, Jonah, that's Azure User Group Sweden. But in addition to that, I'm running a meetup called the Norwegian.net User Group. So we're primarily an in-person meetup, but we also do virtual meetups. And there's also another meetup that I'm organizing, Oslo AI. We are doing almost exclusively in-person meetups. And during the corona, I started my own AI school called AI-42 together with 2 other MVPs. And in my
Yes.
daily job, I work as an AI evangelist and AI architect for Sopra Steria.
Wow, that's impressive. Like a lot of AI competence behind you, Håkan. And I knew when I considered to host this session, instead of me just doing it myself, going live, I wanted to invite the closest friends in the AI community, which is you. So I'm very honored to that you dedicated your time also after work for the community. So I really appreciate that. And we happen to be both MVPs. I'm an Azure MVP, and you're also a Microsoft certified trainer within the Nordics. So it's a very good synergy we have today. So before we start and go ahead to our next agenda, we have some friends or watchers saying hi. Ahmad, Adele, from watching from YouTube. And we have another one watching us from YouTube, Luis Rodriguez. Microsoft pushes AI strongly now. Any vouchers ongoing? That would be a surprise coming up also. So tune in, Luis. You will know. Okay. Håkan, I do have something to share to others on what is our agenda today, but do you have anything that you want to add first as an introduction before we start?
Yeah, I think that we would like to have this as an interactive session. So if
Mhm.
you in the audience has any type of questions or comments or things that you would like us to discuss, just reach out in the comments.
Yes, and I see some already saying hi to us from LinkedIn, from YouTube. I know I'm also streaming this in my Twitter or X feed, and also in our user group, Azure User Group Sweden, on our meetup. So that's awesome. And even though this is a live stream and a special edition kind of like stream, interactive one, we also value and want to remind everyone about the code of conduct. We don't have a special one to show to you, but we just want everybody to be respectful and interactive and be mindful in your comments in the chat and even when you're interacting online with us. So we do appreciate your cooperation in the community. So that's all. Let me just go ahead and add my presentation in the stage briefly about what we will discuss. So let me see. All right. So we are encouraging everybody or inspiring everybody because of this session to join the AI Skills Challenge. There's only a few days left, I believe, till November 1st before new challenges comes up for Microsoft Ignite. But we are giving away 50% discount coupons. I think there are only 10 we will be selecting in this session, but those that are deserving ones and are qualified can fill up the form by scanning this QR code. And we hope that by learning from our sessions will help you with your AI skills through Microsoft Learn and Microsoft credentials or certifications as well. So if you have time, grab the your phone and scan the QR code. We did ask some questions there that will allow you to enter our exam voucher raffles. So scan it and then fill it up later if you have anything you want to add in this. Håkan, have you done this skills AI skills challenge yourself, even though you already are very competent in this field?
Yes, I've actually done that because I think that I like to view myself as a continuous learner. So there's always something to learn, even though maybe you have a lot of knowledge in a subject area. There are always new angles and things that you haven't thought about. And especially when we're talking about things like Azure or AI, they are so big topics. So there's always something new to learn.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I'm actually taking the building intelligent apps with AI in this challenge. So it's a good way to learn a lot of things. And even if it's ending in November 1, there's going to be more challenges, I think, on AI, especially on the upcoming Ignite. So yes, so I think probably the watchers have already scanned the code QR for this raffle. So hopefully you don't miss this opportunity. There are only 10 we will select for this one, and hope it will help you with your learning. And if you are taking a challenge, feel free to tag Microsoft Learn. I think they appreciate that, or mention us. That's also appreciated if you're watching this. Okay, so what are we going to discuss today, Håkan? Do you want to go through this?
Yeah, so there we will first talk a little bit about what is the importance of AI skills. Why should we spend time and effort to learn these type of skills? And we will also discuss here about why Azure is a good fundament for AI. And we'll also talk about the certification, AI-900, but also other AI Microsoft certifications. And we will also show you that there are practice exams, which you can use in order to practice before you take the exams. And there are also some free courses called Applied Skills, or free credentials that you can also take to prepare for your exam. And we'll share some general exam preparation tips. And finally, we'll talk a little bit about the Microsoft Learn AI Skills Challenge for 2024.
Yes, that's great, and we hope that in the next 40 or 50 minutes, we schedule this for 1 hour. We will be able to share a lot of information that would be useful for you. So we did not prepare any presentation because we want this to be ad hoc and very like interactive between me and Håkan. But should we start with let me see if we can, should we start with like the importance of AI skills, Håkan, in your perspective?
Yeah, so I think If we go back some years, then AI was a very specialized subject. Then you almost needed to be a data scientist to have a PhD in data science in order to work with machine learning and and artificial intelligence. But now, with the rise here of generative AI, AI has been much more accessible. So now these days, you just as a developer without any previous knowledge in machine learning or data science, you can actually use a lot of the services available just through regular API calls, REST API calls, or other type of calls. And there are many pre pre-trained models that you can use out of the box, which will work very great in many types of scenarios. And also, as we have seen with especially generative AI, that's very accessible. So if I would have gone out, out on the streets in 2018 and said that I'm working with AI, probably a lot of people would have been surprised and they didn't really know what it was. But if I say that I work with AI, as of now, everyone knows what it is, and many people have already tried it.
Yes, I agree. And I remember when we first met through the community, when I think before I even invited you to join me and co-host Azure User Group Sweden community. Like this was like a few years ago during the pandemic. You had a podcast. I remember a podcast interview with fellow AI 42 co-hosts. It was about the trends in AI, and now that time that was predicted. You said pretty great things in that podcast, and now that prediction is actually happening with all the AI tools and Copilot, ChatGPT that we have. Did you want to recall what you had a few years ago as your prediction then in that podcast to what is really happening now in
Yeah.
the field of AI?
Mhm. I don't recall exactly, but I think that
Yes.
what we were talking about was that AI will be much more immersive in all of our daily life,
Mhm.
and we can see it today. You have smart fridges, smart TVs, you have IoT systems. So basically, with the rise of IoT and a lot of data, that has made AI even more valuable, and machine learning algorithms. And if we look forward from where we are right now, so maybe the past couple of years, there has been a lot of focus on AI assistants, like, for example, ChatGPT, where you can give the assistant a question and the assistant will help you with it. It will maybe browse through a lot of information and it will summarize and it will help you out to find an answer. But if we look forward, we can see the rise of AI agents.
Mhm.
So the difference here between an AI agent and an AI assistant is that the agent is much more independent. So with an agent, you can actually give it a task that it should solve, and then the agent will figure out itself that, oh, I need to use this and this function from this module, and I will need to use this and that function from another module. So you don't need to program it. You can just give it a task, and then the agent will be smart enough to figure out itself, how should I solve this
Mhm.
problem. And I think that will hugely influence the way that we work, both as developers but also in regular day life.
Yes, yeah. I do see the in addition, thank you for sharing your thoughts, Håkon. And in addition to what you shared, I do see the advantage of having AI skills and the ability as normal users also to use AI for different purposes, not just for like AI agents, but also for productivity that we use day to day. As a developer, we have the Copilot, GitHub Copilot. We have the Chat GPT for asking questions. Of course, we still have. It's not perfect because it's a machine and an AI that's learning from the data that we feed in. It can hallucinate, but it is actually starting to be useful, and I use it from time to time when I feel like I need a co-programmer and a co-productivity partner. I use it a lot for research instead of googling and clicking different links and open a lot of tabs. I use like the Microsoft Copilot to gather all the information that I need, and then with some reference to the right resource that I want to deep into details. But in your perspective, Håkan, how are you using AI, your skills right now, both at work and in personal, uh,
Yes.
in
Yes.
career?
Yeah, so from a personal perspective, I use ChatGPT a lot, both to summarize content, but also to generate content. Like, for example, I mentioned here in the introduction that I'm running or hosting a lot of different meetup groups. And for each meetup group, we need to generate an event description, and usually you also want to create a graphic. So then ChatGPT or DALI are excellent tools for that, and you can save a lot of time by doing it. So the way that I work with these tools is that I generate like a draft of an event description, but then after that I go into the description and I make it more like I would have written it, so that it's not purely AI generated content, but it's AI have assisted me in creating that type of content.
Yeah.
And then as in from a professional point of view, I'm fortunate to work in a company where they have put AI on top of the agenda. So we are working both with traditional machine learning and data science projects, and we are also working with more analytics project with data engineering, Databricks, Snowflake, these type of things. And we have also a dedicated team that is only focusing on generative AI products. And there are a lot of things going on in that area.
That's great. Yes, I think a lot of or many companies are trying to adopt, including I mean, not just individuals, but also organizations are trying to adopt. And that's good that you belong to an organization that could really use your help in your AI skills competence. And I know that in terms of the Microsoft MVP community, there's not many AI experts around the globe. Can you share the numbers of AI MVPs currently in the community?
Yeah, I think right now we are somewhere between 150 or 200, around
Yeah.
that number.
Okay. Yeah. But there's the that's really good. So you have the AI MVPs can be like community experts sharing knowledge about what's going on with the um, AI skills in the community field at least. But I do see the importance also of AI skills today, and that includes if I checked Microsoft Learn. There's a good article I recently read, and also one of the sessions that we had in Azure User Group Sweden was about learning how to prompt the prompt engineering, learning how to prompt and ask AI the right questions so you get the right answers. So, what's your advice to those that are still new in Azure AI or this field, and they want to learn how to communicate better with AI through prompt engineering? What's your
Mm.
advice to them?
Yeah, I think right now there's a huge amount of information on YouTube, so probably you can find free information about prompt engineering, and there are also guidelines on MS Learn too about how to best do prompt engineering, because there are specific techniques that you can use so that you can get the best answer possible.
Yes, that's good. Anything else you want to add in the importance of AI skills, Håkan, in terms for like
Yeah,
learners,
mm,
beginners, before we get into the other topics that we planned
mm.
today?
I think one thing which is important here is at the stage where we are right now, you don't have to be afraid that, oh, I don't know enough mathematics, or I don't know enough about logic or anything of that, because the way that these services are set up is that it should be accessible to anyone who is curious and has a problem and want to solve that problem. So as long as you have curiosity, then you will be able to make it happen.
I like I like that that advice you have, Håkan. And to add up, also, there's a lot of free learning resources and community meetups and groups like today that you can find in learning and enhancing your AI skills. Even open source learning materials, and also on Microsoft Learns. That's why we have this challenges and we have this community sessions. Håkan and I just got off work and we're volunteering our time to devote and share this knowledge to you, especially about preparing yourself in studying AI 900 and other related Microsoft exam. So let's move forward. I think you tackled a good it's a good intro to our next topic, Håkan, which is about uh, a great combination is cloud development or working with Azure plus AI. In my perspective, are great combo. Maybe there's a different set of combination, but since you're an AI MVP and I'm Azure MVP, I kind of created this combo. And you said something that kind of relate to this in terms of like we can build anything with AI. And when you say build, in my mind, it's going to be development and then AI. And it makes me think that we are smart as humans. We are smart as developers, solving problems, fixing bugs. But I think with the help of AI technologies, we can build better applications in terms of like automated tasks or things that are repeatable. And AI can also help us like help it learn with our cloud development. But Håkan, do you want to add about some cloud development tools for AI and Azure? I know some, but I wanted you to share it to others.
Yes. Yeah. So first of all, we can say that there are different layers of using AI on Azure. So if you start from sort of the bottom, you can train your machine learning model by yourself from scratch. You're able in Azure Machine Learning. You can start up a Jupyter notebook and you can start training your machine learning model. But then you have also a number of pre-trained models that you just can use. You don't need to train them. And then if we go one step higher up, then you have available services, which we'll talk a lot about a little bit later on in this session. But these services, they're already made for you. So then you can have object detection or object identification. You can have text to speech or speech to text, or many different types of services that you can use more or less as a module, and you can build a Q&A chatbot, or you can build an image detection system, or whatever you want to do. And in order to build that, you basically only need an API key so that you can talk to the service, and you need to have an endpoint so you know where the service is located. But the main thing here is that in order to use them, you don't need to know any machine learning or data science. You only need to know what is the problem that I'm trying to solve, and what is probably the best module or best service for me to use. And there are lots to choose from. And then if we go one step further than that, we also have generative AI. Like for example, you can use Azure AI Studio. So with that, you will have a playground. So then you can easily deploy a model, like for example, a GTP4 model or a DALI model. And then in that playground, you can start chatting with your model, and you can do prompt engineering. And when you're finished, then you can deploy it to an endpoint and use it in your application. So a lot of these services are very accessible for anyone.
Thank you, Håkan. I'm actually sharing the link to the AI studio. So if you go to like Azure ai.azure.com, you will be directed to the Azure AI Studio, and then you will have to authenticate yourself as well. But this is all of the things that you mentioned is part of the Azure AI platform, which is pretty huge, Håkan.
Mhm.
There's the Azure OpenAI, there's the Azure the search, and there's also the content, Azure AI content safety, which is something I'm not familiar with. Do you want to share about this part of the platform, the
Yes.
Azure AI content safety, which is relevant
Yes.
in terms of
Mm.
security with AI?
Yeah, so with the Azure Content Safety, what you can do is you can set it up so that it doesn't allow, foul language or some specific terms that you don't want your users to experience, for example. And you can also set sort of guardrails which will dictate a little bit about what the AI or the model can reply back to you. And all of this is, you can say, it's under the umbrella of responsible AI, which is a term which is a set of guidelines for us as developers when we're developing applications using artificial intelligence, what we need to take into consideration so that we are making systems which are good for us humans.
Yes, that's good. Yeah, that's great. Let me before, I'm sorry to interrupt, but let me just mention the friends that are joining us. Francisco, a great event for everybody. And there's one. I love the AI 050 course, Applied Skills by Microsoft, but they will retire it tomorrow. Do you have a comment on this outcome? Because I know we have a plan. We can go with the flow with our agenda, but we're gonna
Yeah,
discuss about applied skills also. Do you want to like touch on this? Because I know there is new one coming. Do you want to share?
yeah, so yes, so there are actually, so in the, maybe first of all we can take a step back here and say something about the
Yes.
applied skills here, because
Mm-hmm.
basically with Microsoft you have two types of credentials. So one of them is the certifications that we've had for a long time, and the certifications is basically you practice for a certification and then you sign up for a certification exam, and either you can do it at home or you can go to a training provider and write your exam at the training provider, and then after some time you will get the result back. But then we also have the second type of credential, which is this applied skills. And the applied skill is that you will also have a free learning path where you can practice for the applied skill. And then the applied skill is basically a test, a 2-hour practical test. So what you do is you will get the link, and then you will sign into into a virtual machine. And on that virtual machine, you will have access to a mailbox. And in that mailbox, you will have several different type of tasks that you should conclude in that time frame. And that's basically all. Then it's up to you how you solve it. And it's like a open book exam, so you can use any type of help from Microsoft Learn or anywhere else for that matter in order to solve that problem. So that is a very practical skill. So that's why it's called applied skills, and they
Yes.
are free if
Yeah.
just that the certification carries a cost. You have to pay in order to do the certification exam, but all of these applied skills, both the training and doing the actual applied skills exam, they are for free.
Yeah, that's what I love about applied skills. I think I was interviewed from the Microsoft MVP community, and this is one of my favorite learning resource at Microsoft Learn because um, it is new and it's still in development. Some of the applied skills, but I do like the idea that it's very inclusive to those that cannot afford maybe to take a certification but want to learn something that is like real use case scenario, and it's on demand. You just need to learn by doing that concept. So that's my dog saying I. So yes, yeah. So Microsoft Learn applied skill is a good one.
Yeah, so I don't know, Jonathan. Maybe it would be useful just to show a little bit about the applied skills, which applied skills are available on the Microsoft Learn.
Yeah. Do you have the page open, Håkan?
Yes. Yeah, so basically this is on Microsoft Learn, and then you can go to credentials, and in the credentials you can either shows the certifications or the applied skills. So then I just chose the applied skills. And then here on the left-hand side, over here, you can filter on different type of roles. So right now, I've just filtered it on AI engineer. So now we can see that currently these are just 6 different types of applied skills that are available. And as we heard here from one of the audience members, one of them will be retired. I'm not exactly sure which one it is here, but all of them.
AI 050, he said on the
As,
chat.
mm,
Not really sure. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
but we can also see here that from the content, I believe that there are several of these which are included in the skills challenge also. But anyway, this is a great way to prepare if you're planning to take the AI fundamentals exam, for example. So this is a really good way to understand how are these services built up, when can I use the service, and what are sort of the limitations. And this first one is for the Azure AI services. And we also have some which are dealing more with how you can train your own machine learning model with Azure Machine Learning. And we also have this one, the Develop Generative AI solution, which is more on generative AI development.
Okay. Yes, that's good. And I think aside from AI, of course, as you see the roles, that you can also filter if you want to learn like other like applied skills. It's also available for other roles categories like development and the different types of levels and subjects that you wanna make use or learn from with applied skills. And I think you have a YouTube video there prepared related for this, Håkan, right? And this is
Yes.
our fellow my crew, one of my crew for the learning Microsoft Expert Learning Room cloud certifications here, Vilad, one of the MCTs, co-MCTs. He has a new video. Share about it, Håkan.
Yeah, so basically he has a new video here where he goes through a little bit more in detail here about 4 upcoming applied skills. So there are 2 which are more focused on Microsoft 365 Copilot, and then there is one which is focused on the Power Builder. So we haven't talked about that, but there is Microsoft offering for low code and no code is called Power Platform. And in the Power Platform, you can also use AI through AI Power Builder. And then the last one is actually about GitHub Copilot. So there will be a special applied skills here for GitHub Copilot.
Okay, let me send. I just grabbed and found the link, so let me share it. We're doing the marketing for Vlad's YouTube channel, but it's a good video. I have missed it, but thank you for sharing, Håkan. We will ping Vlad later that we increase the views of his channels. Okay. Thank you, Håkan, for sharing that. Did you have something else you want to add on the applied skills? I know it's very good. I do see a potential for organizations that want to hire a new employee and they want to test the competence of the person that's applying for the job or the candidate. And it's probably one of the ways for organizations who want to save time and resources to make use of the Microsoft applied skills as well in doing like exercises. So instead of having this programming labs during the recruitment process, I think applied skills, some parts of it, depending on what skill it is, can be also used by organization. What do you think about that, Håkan, in that perspective?
Yeah, I mean, applied skills is a great alternative. Right now, it gives you a lot of information here for free. So I think we should also make use of it because you never know, things could change in the future. You don't know. So, but right now everything is provided here for free. So let's make use of it.
Yeah, make learn while it's free. We don't know what it it will be in the future. But one thing I want to highlight, I think, in one of our AMA session with Vilad and Thiago, that both, it's like, as you said, the Microsoft applied skills and the Microsoft certifications, they are in the umbrella of Microsoft credentials. That's a new name. And both of them are not competing with another. They're not like, not one of them is better than other. Maybe the on-demand and free applied skills is very good right now. It still have like not many of them. But if you have an opportunity that you can get a certification, a Microsoft certification like AI-900 or the AI engineer certification through your employer or company to help with the partnership, maybe, or maybe invest it yourself. I think is a good way to upskill and have it also on your CV or your LinkedIn profile. In my perspective, what do you think, Håkan?
Yeah, I think this is a
Yes.
great opportunity here for everyone.
Yeah, that's good. We did have a question here. Maybe we can answer it. Should we get the question or should we wait?
We can
There's
get
a
the
question.
question.
There's one question that from earlier.
Mhm.
Azar Kuwaja. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If not, I apologize. Any free trial offer for Copilot integrated with Microsoft 365?
Mm. Well, not that I know of. I haven't heard of a free trial offer of that.
Yeah, me
So
too, actually. I think you have to pay for that, but I would recommend to look up and see on the licenses for Microsoft 365. I know that if you log into your Microsoft 365, there's like a trial, I think, that they offer for first timer in a limited version. I think there's one in that, but check it out. We don't know exactly how many, but we'll find out for you. Okay, let's see what else. There's one more, Håkan. Can you say a word about Microsoft Learn Plans? I never heard of that, but do you, Håkan?
yeah, I mean, I think what Robert is referring to is if we can say anything about the future plans of Microsoft Learn, what
Aha.
kind of in the future. But first, first of all, I think that would be under NDA if we knew something. But at least for me, I don't know anything about the future plans here for the Microsoft Learn. So you just have to keep an eye open and see. Like for example, you saw Vlad was making this YouTube video. So these are the type of ways that you can keep up to date with what is happening and what kind of new applied skills are offered.
Yeah, that's right. And I also recommend to join the learning rooms. I did actually prepare a link. There's the Microsoft learning rooms by Microsoft experts, and I know Villa Chago and I is part of the cloud certifications crew, and hopefully maybe Håkan is interested to join the crew. We will see. But if you want to like ask questions about like anything related to Microsoft certifications for like Azure AI, uh, one of the rooms is cloud certifications crew. You can scan the QR code to join. But then there's also other learning rooms that you can join, and you can find it on the Microsoft Learn community site as well. Okay. I think we've tackled the Microsoft Learn applied skills, Håkan, right?
Mhm.
Okay, what else do we have in our agenda? Let's go dive into the AI 900 since this is the main topic of today. Did you have any information you want to share on that one?
Yes, yes. So now we're still here on the Microsoft Learn page,
Hmm.
and then I've searched for the credentials, and then I've chosen to watch the certifications. So here you can also search on roles. So I've searched here for AI engineer, and right now we have two. We have the Azure AI Fundamentals, and then we have the Azure AI Engineer Associate. So since the topic here today is Azure AI Fundamentals. We can go in and have a little bit closer look into this one. So first, there is some brief description here about what this exam or this certification, what it will cover, what are the skills being measured, and then we come to something important and very valuable, which is this. So Microsoft has prepared a learning path here for you, so that you can prepare here for your exam. So usually this preparation courses is like 6 or 7 modules. So I think we can just go in, and the important thing here is that this course is completely for free. So even if you're not considering taking the exam, it still would be very valuable just to go through this learning path. So if we start here with the AI fundamentals, then they will go through, some fundamental AI concepts so that, everyone is sort of on the same field. And then they go through fundamentals of machine learning and fundamentals of this. So in the machine learning, that's what I was talking about, where you can start training a model here from scratch. And then they go to fundamentals of Azure AI services, which is this a broader collection of services that you can use out of the box, and usually just through a REST API call in order to use it. So these are the 3 modules which are in the first course. Then in the second course, which is computer vision, then they will go in to some depth there about the different types of computer vision offerings that we have here on Azure. Like, for example, you can do facial recognition, you can do character recognition, and other things. And then in the third course, which is called NLP, or Natural Language Processing, and we will learn how can we do text analysis with language service, how can we do Q&A bot with language service, so that we can have an automatic Q&A bot, and some fundamentals of language understanding. And we're also talking about text-to-speech and speech-to-text, language translation.
Yes.
Then in the next one, which is the document intelligence and knowledge mining, we go through some fundamentals both of knowledge mining and Azure AI search. So knowledge mining is basically how you can search through a large body of text or data.
That's
And then in the last module here, which is on generative AI, then it goes through fundamentals of generative AI. We talk also about the Azure AI Studio that we were talking about briefly here with Jonah, and then also how we can work in order to make our applications safer, which is the responsible generative AI module.
Yeah, I like that part also, that there's this responsible use of AI. It's very important to learn about this. I think this one that you're going through, Håkan, is already the answer to the question of Rashid in terms
Yes.
of what are the different domains covered for AI-900 exam. I took it myself a few months ago, so I'm preparing also for other Azure certifications like the security engineer and also the AI engineer. I'm preparing for that. But in your perspective, do you know which? In your perspective, do you see the AI fundamentals itself? They are like good foundations, right, for learning AI. You've been in the industry in this specific topic for a while.
Yeah. So with Azure, what I think is good with the Azure certifications is that they usually have a fundamental exam. So we have Azure fundamentals, and we have AI fundamentals and data fundamentals, and also one which is more related to security. So I think all of this is is a very valuable introduction to this field.
Yeah, I agree. And I think after this one, the AI 900, the AI 102, the AI engineer is the next best step. Of course, for those that have already learned the fundamentals part of this. There's one question here, Håkan, I want to
Mm.
bring up. Uh, did they
Yes, so
remove the term? Yes, go ahead.
yeah, so once in a while, Microsoft decides to rename their services, and they did so a while back. So everything that was called cognitive services, and probably maybe you can still find it in some material, is called AI services for now.
Yes, thank you,
Uh,
Håkan. I can relate to the name changes because I remember when I wrote my book, learning Microsoft Azure, aside from making changes to the term for Azure AD to intra ID, I had to make some changes in the AI chapter. And I think my book is also due to be updated, especially the AI chapter soon in terms of terminology. So I can and what's in and out. But thank you. Did you have something you want to add?
no, no, nothing.
Yes. Okay. There's one here.
Mm.
How Azure AI can be used to solve real world business problems. I'll let you answer
Mm.
this, Håkan.
Yes, yeah. So there is a number of ways that you can use it. But for example, with the module that we were talking about, the document intelligence, what you can do is you can have it automatically scan a number of invoices. So you train your AI on some invoices and what they look like, and you can identify what is important parts of the invoice. Like, for example, what is the number of parts ordered, and the invoice amount, and probably the customer name, and so on. And then it can automatically, you can just send in a PDF file to the Azure Document Intelligence, and it will extract the information that you want, and you can save it in to a database. So that way you can reduce, the manual labor, because otherwise someone would have needed to, do a visual inspection of these invoices and fill it in an Excel sheet or something else. So that's a way that you can both remove, some tedious work, and you will be much more productive.
Yeah, that's one of the many ways, as far as I know.
Mm.
That's a great example. I know that you can also use Azure AI, depending on the use case. Of course, I'm a consultant, depending on the use case. But I know that you can also use Azure AI in terms like building intelligent apps with like translations in your content on your app, for example, or if you're doing like a document processing, like reading what's in the PDF file. I think you can also use AI to translate, to transcribe that from to text, for example, or audio if you want to like create something. So
Mm.
the development part, building apps, and then the AI technology is also with Azure AI is also very useful. And I think last session I shared about Copilot, Microsoft Copilot for Azure platform itself, which is still in preview. It's also a good tool I can see as a real world business use case for those that are like Azure administrator working with operations and management on the cloud. So I can see a lot of potential in how it can help solve some real world problems in my perspective. Okay, let's see. Did we have more? I don't think we have more questions. Thank you everyone for like being interactive. Feel free to just like add and ask questions, especially that we have Håkan online on board to answer all AI related questions. But we were talking about AI 900, Håkan. Do you want to touch on the difference between AI 900 and AI 102 in terms of
Mm.
like content and coverage?
Yes. Yeah. So the difference, the overall difference is here with the Azure AI fundamentals. You you only know about the different types of services and what you can do with it, but you don't need to know the details of how do you actually set it up, or how do you develop using one of these services. But with the Azure AI Engineer Associate, that goes much more deeper into your understanding. So then you need to know the details in how will I set it up, how will I configure it in the Azure portal, and how will I, as a developer, how will I be able to incorporate these services into my own code. So the AI, the associate engineer or the associate exams are typically more in depth than the fundamentals.
Yes. Thank you, Håkan. I'm actually preparing for this because I really want to develop with Azure AI and with code and even with Azure. Let's see. There's a comment here. AI fundamental course doesn't expire, but content updates frequently. Okay, yes. So let's see
Yeah.
what else. We have 9 minutes. Oh, the time went so quick. Go ahead, Okan.
Yeah, so I think that comment from Azar is
Yeah.
worth saying a little bit more about, because for this fundamentals exam, they don't expire. So if you take it, then you have sort of taken the fundamentals. But all
Yes.
all of the other exams, then you need to renew them after a certain amount of time. But then what is positive with this renewment, I've actually just done some renewment here a while ago, is that the renewal of an exam is for free, and it's also an open book exam. So that means
Yeah.
that you can use Microsoft Learn in order to solve the exam questions.
Yes, that's true, and I want to add also that the associate level exams and the expert level exams. I mean, not think, but it is like every year you need to like renew it, and the renewal is free and it's open book. So what you can do as a learner is to keep track of the reminder emails from Microsoft Learn that your existing certification is expiring. And if you get like a warning, then it's time for you to probably refresh your skills in good time, and then find time to sit down and do the renewal certification. I mean test, which is not as long and complicated and a lot of preparation as the first one. But did you know? I think it's 90 days, Hokan, right? The reminder email for renewal.
Oh yeah,
Do you
that's right.
know? Yeah, I think it's 90 days as far as
Mm.
I know. Yes. So that's good. So grab the opportunity to learn about the fundamentals is really good way to learn. Okay, next in our topic, Håkan, we have only like a few minutes left, but we can finish it up with a few more as we planned. We can share about exam preparation tips also. I think you're already in the page, so we'll just go use your screen.
Yes. Yeah, so we can share here. That's something which is actually quite new. It didn't used to be there before. Is that for many of these exams, they actually have a practice exam or practice
Assessment.
assessment. And the beauty of this is that this practice assessment is for free. So then, and
Yes.
you can take it, I believe, as many times as you want to. So then you will at least get some validation into how what your knowledge level is after you've gone through one of these training and learning paths.
Yes, that's right. And I think the practice exam also covers the content of the exam itself or the modules.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure. One of the things that I noticed is you cannot randomize the question. Just so
Mm.
you get the random question and you answer it, and you get the. It's a good way to practice an assessment of your knowledge and skills for free. And I think in the learning module itself of all certifications or learning path, there's a knowledge check of the topic that you
Mm.
discussed in per sub module. So it's a good way for you to check your knowledge. And then some of the learning path, like especially associate level, like the AI engineer, there are associated sandbox side by side also when you go through the path and the modules as well. And then speaking of sandbox, there's an experience demo there,
Yes.
Håkan. Let's see if that works. Sometimes the link is broken. That's like a
Yeah,
sandbox
that's true.
for the experience of the exam itself. Like, how does it look? It's good for maybe
Actually,
learners to know.
yeah. So when you take an exam, it can be pretty nerve-wracking because you don't know what it will look like, but it will. The interface is looking very similar to this. So yeah. So I think I can just advise anyone just to go through this on their own here.
Yeah, that's right. And if we go to the certification itself, for example, in Azure AI Fundamentals, there's a lot of great like free tools for you to like prepare. We're just like sharing our like basic overview, but there's a like there's a link how to think about exam policy, about retake if you fail the first time, the duration, and the exam experience. And the exam experience, if you open it up, oh Håkan, for me, it will prepare or give you a guide on how you can prepare also for both taking the exam on a test center or taking the exam proctored online as well. And how many minutes, as you can see, and the breaks. So some small details and practical details is relevant because I had one time that I took an exam AZ 500, for example. I had to retake or reschedule the exam because I had a technical problem. So this thing's preparation, the practical one, is very important, including the IDs, the clean desk policy. So mentally preparation and also the environment, if you're doing it
Mm,
online, is also
mm.
critical. Did you have anything
So
to add about preparation, Håkan?
yeah, I think this thing that I'm
Mm.
highlighting right here is quite important here
That one.
because it's important to run a system pre-check here because if otherwise it can be problems in starting up the exam.
Yeah, I agree. Yes. And then someone commented here, we're going to take more, answer
Mm,
some questions like, I prefer proctored exam, Francisco said. Me too. I never tried actually taking a test center exam. And I know there will be a lot of learning opportunities also at Ignite to those attending in person. But so usually for online exam, it's person view, and they also have a link about how to prepare for that. But this information in Microsoft Learn are good to know in terms of booking the exam and checking in for the exam, preparing your ID, and all the other practical information. We do have questions, Okan. Should we grab them? One of
yes.
them before we proceed. Let's see which one we're gonna have. Ah, question for both of you from Rashid again. What are your favorite AI success stories?
Mm. Should I begin?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think you have more than me. Go
mm.
ahead.
Yes, so I think one success story, one story that I think is inspirational is from Tanzania. So in Tanzania, they have a plant which is called the cassava plant, which is really vital for the whole population because that's like a very nutritious plant. But then every once in a while, they get a bad crop, and that can cause a disaster. So in order for prepare to that, what they made, they trained up machine learning models so that they can identify if a plant was about to be infected by taking a photo on the leaves, and then the machine learning model could learn what would an infected plant, how will the leaves looks like that, so that they could take some measures, and that's a very practical way. And they were using this machine learning model. They could use it on the device, so they could just go out in the field with a mobile phone, and they could take a picture, and then they could get an answer: is this plant safe or not?
That's nice. That's a nice use case story. I don't have so much except one thing that I know is relevant and important to me, and that's when I heard the news uh, recently. I think a year ago about one company. Let me Google it back, but AI being used to detect the cancer for breast cancer and mammograms, and it's the Lancet Oncology, and I'm sure there are other companies or medical organizations that are using AI to detect cancer. And cancer prevention and awareness is very relevant to me because, like, my mother died of breast cancer, and at that time when she died, there wasn't any AI technologies then. So when I saw the news that AI can be used for medical, like detection of an illness, that's very important. So I really look forward to follow the AI, how AI technologies can support medical illness such as cancer in the medical field as well. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, Risage, from our stories. Let's get one more. Do you know if it's possible to export Microsoft Learn courses to PDF or Word so I can help comment? Uh, I think it's possible. You can just do the sprint screen, I think. Like if you go open one of the learning path, I think in any Microsoft Docs, there's a print option. So let me share one at least in my screen. Let me share. I stop that screen. Share the other window I have somewhere. Here. So I think in Microsoft Learn platform itself in general, like wherever you are, there is this. It's not so obvious, maybe, but there is this mini dot dot here, dot. Very tiny in the middle of the page or the article. There is actually a print option. So if you click on print, it will actually ask you to print it or save as PDF. And if you have it as PDF locally, you can actually highlight it on the go if you want. So that's one of my ways actually in terms of like printing out to PDF or Word. And I usually do this for all Microsoft Learn content, especially if I'm offline, I'm on the flight and I want to read the learning resources that I'm preparing for an exam, for example. Then I usually just like find this button up here, and then instead of sharing, you do the printing. So I hope that helped you, Kong, in terms of what you needed help with. Okay. Oh, someone commented per page would be tiresome. I can imagine. I understand. Maybe the browser can do the offline option as well. Yes. So I think we don't have anything else, Hokan. We did cover the preparation, exam tips, and I just want to just share lastly before we say goodbye and go through the other questions is to share about let me share my screen again, is to share about the AI skills challenge that's still happening, which is a challenge for different things in terms of like introduction to Azure AI, building intelligence. So there are many challenges that you can take, and even the applied skills, and make most of it while it's still there, and then that's a good way to learn. And then the voucher, let me see, let me stop sharing. And to those of you that want to join the challenge, feel free to scan the QR code to join the challenge because it is relevant in terms of the voucher raffles that we will be giving away. So we did show this earlier. So if you missed that, feel free to scan the QR code one more time to those that joined us in the middle. So you get a chance to join the raffle. We're giving away 10 50-day discount voucher for this challenge. It will ask you if you join the challenge or learning something with AI through a Microsoft Learn profile. So feel free to join if you want to have this chance. Uh, and anything else, Håkan, that we would like to share? I want to share about our user group, Azure User Group Sweden, where Håkan and I are also leaders. So we host bi-weekly virtual sessions about Azure, and we welcome everybody to learn with us and speak also if we have something Azure or Azure AI related topics to discuss. So our community is very open and welcoming to everybody, including beginners of these technologies. And that's it, Håkan. Anything else? Do you have anything? We have one more question. Kong. It's called Kong again. An AI challenge is until November 1st. What will happen after the date? I think the challenge will end, but the learning continues. There's still so much to learn within the platform, and I'm sure there will be more cloud or AI skills challenge coming up
Mm.
on Microsoft Learn. They're very good at that.
And
Go ahead.
maybe tips here about the challenges because because if you start with a challenge but you don't finish, if you enter a new challenge, you will still be able to, the modules that you've finished, you will be able to count them in the new challenge. So you're not starting from scratch in the new challenge. So that can be a benefit.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, I did had some challenge before. So if there's a new challenge that comes in Microsoft Learn for any initiative, events coming up, usually the previous modules that you already went through is already counted. But I do encourage you to go to the link that we shared, this one. And let's see, this one I want to share it again because that actually allows you to still go through the challenge until November 1st. And I know that if you check on that link, you will actually get, if you finish the challenge, you will have a digital badge that will be sent by Microsoft Learn to you that you can share on your Learn profile as well. Okay, I think we're overdue, Håkan, on our schedule. Let me just remove this screen right now. I think I have one more final press screen here. That one. So we did go through all of this. We went a bit over time, but I think we did cover everything. Håkan, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Great job, both of us. AI skills challenge. We just shared about it. We got interaction. We had questions on the go, so that's great. But I do encourage everybody to reach out to me and Håkan or connect to the learning room or Microsoft Learn community if you have questions or comment to this live stream as well. We will try to answer on LinkedIn when we have time. And otherwise, we want to thank you for your time listening with us and learning with us. Reach out to me and Håkan through our social media channels. This QR code goes to our LinkedIn, so follow us. And we hope for more collaboration together on the upcoming sessions that I'll be doing for Microsoft Learn. Right. Let me stop sharing. Let me just see if I missed any. Oh, one said I will see you in the MVP summit. All right. Congrats. Okay, we're good to go, Håkan. Anything else before we say goodbye?
Oh, yes, I want to thank you for having me here on the session, Jonah. It's been great.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much for like sharing your AI competence and skills with us in this session. And I look forward for more collaboration and discussion about AI because it's a very interesting topic to me as well. And I believe you're the right person to discuss it with in the upcoming session. So I do appreciate your time. And soon it's time for us to eat dinner. It's 7 p.m. our time. And thank you so much, everybody, and have a good evening or rest of your day if you're watching us from US or a different time zone. Bye bye, and see you next time. Bye.